हॅलो स्टुडंट्स, वेलकम टू आवर चॅनल. प्रिवियस लेक्चरमध्ये आपण न्यूट्रिशन इन ॲनिमल्स बघतोय, ज्याच्यामध्ये ह्युमन डायजेस्टिव्ह सिस्टीम आपण बघत होतो. डायग्रॅम या ठिकाणी दाखवलेली आहे, जे आपण प्रिवियस पार्टमध्ये बघितलेलं आहे, प्रिवियस लेक्चरमध्ये बघितलेलं आहे. आता ही ह्युमन डायजेस्टिव्ह सिस्टीम जी आहे टोटल 6 कंपार्टमेंटमध्ये डिवाइड होत असते. दॅट मीन्स इट इज डिवायडेड इन टोटल 6 compartments that already we have seen in the previous video. Okay, now in this video or in this lecture we have to consider the deep working, that means all the compartments, how they work. Okay, so the breakdown of complex components of food into simpler substance is called digestion, that already we have seen in the previous lecture. Okay, different cavities or different compartments already we have considered. So this digestion system starts with the buccal cavity and ends at a anus, that already we have seen in the previous lecture. Okay, now here we have to consider what happens with the food in these different digestive tract, that means different compartments. One by one we have to consider their function. Okay, now the starting function is, or the starting compartment is the mouth or buccal cavity. Okay, buccal cavity, which is shown in the diagram. Okay, now the food intake is actually starts with the mouth. Food is taken into the body through the mouth. That means we are taking the food into our body. That means this digestion is starts with the mouth, which is shown in the diagram. Okay, so food is taken into the body through the mouth. Okay, then it enters into the buccal cavity. Okay, now here the process of taking the food into the body is called as ingestion. Okay, here we have to take that food into the body, which is referred as ingestion. So it is taken through the mouth. So it is the first process of the digestion in humans. Okay, now after taking that food into the mouth, we chew that food with the help of teeth and break it down mechanically into very small pieces. What we are using? Teeth to break that food mechanically into the small pieces. Okay, now here each tooth is actually located or rooted in a separate socket with the help of gums. Separate socket is there and it is rooted in the gums. Okay, now according to function, that means each teeth is actually varies in appearance and their functions are different, and according to their functions they have different names. That means we have given the different names according to their functions. Okay, so they have different names according to their functions. Now here the diagram shows. Okay, the diagram is given here. Okay, which is the diagram? This diagram is for arrangement of teeth in our mouth. There are two jaws are actually there. We have shown only one jaw. Okay, now first teeth is molar. It is referred as molar. Okay, here you can see their position. Okay, left side 3 and right side 3, so total 6 molars are there. How many teeth are there? Molar teeth are there 6. So lower jaw carries 6 plus upper jaw carries 6, so total 12 molar jaws are there. Now here what is their basic function? To grind the food. They are designed to grind the food, that means grinding purpose. Okay, they are breaks into the small pieces, that is their basic function. Okay, so total 12 teeth are there. 6 plus 6, total 12 teeth are there. That means molar teeth are 12 in number. Now next one is premolar. Okay, which is next to the molar teeth. Premolar, here they are located in the mouth. You can see that part where they are located. How many are there in a lower jaw? Total 4 teeth are there in lower jaw, and in upper jaw plus 4, so total how many are there? 8. So total 8 premolar teeth are there. And what is their function now? They are designed to crush the food, to crush that food. Okay, grind is different and crush is different because their functions are different. Okay, so they are designed to crush the food. Next one is canine. Okay, only two canines are there. Only two canines are there. Two in a lower jaw and two in a upper jaw. So total four canines are there. What is their function now? Their main function. That means they are very main. Its main function is to tear the food. Tear the food. Okay. So main function of canine is to tear the food. Then next one is incisor. Okay, incisors. Okay, they are their primary function is to cut the food. Okay, incisors, they are shown in the diagram. Okay, they are located continuously, that means no gap is there. So four in a lower jaw and four in a upper jaw, so total 8 incisors are there, and their basic function is to cut the food, or primary function is to cut the food. Okay, so these are the four teeth: molar, premolar, canine and incisors, and their functions are different: grinding, crushing, tearing and cutting. Okay, so you can also count the teeth. So just count the number of teeth in lower and upper jaw from the diagram, or in your mouth it should be 32. Okay, that is total number of teeth are 32. They are divided in the different components or different groups according to their function. Okay, now next compartment is the food pipe or esophagus, that is shown in the diagram. Okay, so here this is food pipe or esophagus, which is next to the buccal cavity. The food is, that means which food? The food which is swallowed, it passes into the food pipe or esophagus. Okay, that food we have swallowed is passed into the food pipe or esophagus. That you can see the food particle which is swallowed from the mouth or from the buccal cavity. Now this food pipe runs along the neck and the chest. From where it starts? From neck, and it ends at the chest. Okay, here you can see the starting and ending point in the diagram of that food pipe. Okay, now this food is pushed down. What we are going to do? The food is pushed down by the movement of wall of the food pipe. It is pushed down. Okay, now actually this movement takes place throughout the alimentary canal. Alimentary canal means this hole from neck to the chest, that is referred as alimentary canal, and this food pushes the downwards. Okay, it is passing through the alimentary canal and it is pushed downward. Okay, now at the times the food is not accepted by our stomach and is vomited out. That means the stomach is fulfilled. The food which is passed into the stomach after the food pipe, that limit is exceeded, then that food is vomited out. That means it is returned through the mouth. That means it is vomited out, because space is not there to accept the food, so that's why it is vomited out. Okay, now after the food pipe, next compartment is stomach, which is very important. Now the stomach is thick walled bag. Actually it is bag like structure. Okay, how it looks? It is a bag like structure. You can see in the diagram it is thick walled bag like structure is there. Okay, now here the stomach is actually in the shape of flattened U. What is the shape of that stomach? It is in the shape of flattened U, and it is the widest part of the alimentary canal. You can see the U shape there. It is flattened U shape. Okay, and it is the widest part of the alimentary canal. Okay, now it receives the food from the food pipe at the one end and opens into the small intestine at the other end, because it takes the food from one end from the food pipe and it send that food to the next end, that means to the small intestine. After the stomach, intestine is there, so that food is passed into the small intestine at the other end. Now the inner lining of the stomach actually secretes the mucus, then hydrochloric acid. They also secrete the hydrochloric acid. The inner linings are shown in the diagram. They secrete the mucus hydrochloric acid, and other digestive juices. And here the basic function of mucus is to protect the lining of stomach. It also protect the lining of stomach. Now here the acid which is secreted by the lining of stomach kills the bacteria, and it converted that food into the acidic medium. Okay, kills the bacteria which are present in the food material, and it converts it into acidic medium. Okay, now the digestive juices, actually what is the function of digestive juices? They break down the proteins into simpler substance. This is the function of digestive juices which are secreted by the stomach. They break down proteins into simpler substance. Okay, this is the function of stomach. Then that food is enters into small intestine. That means now function of small intestine starts. Okay, now what is the length of this small intestine? It is highly coiled and it is about 7.5 meters long. Just remember the length of small intestine, which is 7.5 meters long. Actually it receives the secretions. Again it secretes some juices from the liver and pancreas. It receives those juices from the pancreas and liver. Besides, its walls also secrete the juices. So liver and pancreas provide the secreted juices. Now here, if we consider the structure of liver, actually it is reddish brown gland. Actually it is reddish brown in color, and it is situated in the upper part of the abdomen, and it is the largest gland in the body. Then it secrete the bile juice. Actually what is the basic function of liver? It secretes the bile juice that is stored in the sac called gallbladder. We have seen in that diagram, you can see at the start of video. Okay, that is referred as gallbladder, and it plays actually very important role in digestion of fats. Okay, now next one is pancreas. Actually it is large cream colored gland. What is the color of pancreas? Cream color, located just below the stomach. And the pancreatic juice acts on carbohydrates and proteins, which changes them into the simpler form. What is the function of pancreatic juice? They converts the carbohydrates and proteins and changes them into simpler forms. Okay, that means it is called digestion. Now the partly digested food now reaches to the lower part of the small intestine, where the intestinal juices completes the digestion of all the components of food, and the carbohydrates are broken into simple sugars such as glucose, then fats into the fatty acids, and glycerol, proteins, or proteins into the amino acids. So it is the last process. That means remaining food is processed. Okay, now the food which is undigested. Now here how these food particles are absorbed by the small intestine. The digested food can now pass into the blood vessels in the wall of the intestine, and these processes are referred to be absorption. That means food is absorbed, it is passed into the blood vessels. Okay, now the inner walls of small intestine have thousands of finger like outgrowths, and these outgrowths are called as villi. Okay, finger like outgrowth. Okay, suppose if we consider the wall of intestine, on that wall a finger like structure is there. Okay, you can see this finger like structure, and thousands of finger like outgrowths are there, and they are referred to be villi. Okay, now the surface of the villi actually absorb the digested food material. Who absorb that food? Surface of villi absorb the digested food material, and these absorbed substances are transported. That means they are moving from one place to another place, that means to the different organs of the body via villi. Now in body they are used to build complex substances. Now what is the function of that absorbed food? To build the complex substances, and this process is called assimilation. Okay, what is that process? Assimilation. Okay, one example is given, protein. That means they are also converted into proteins. Now in the cells, glucose breaks down into the carbon dioxide with the help of oxygen and water, and energy is released in this process. That means in the cells it is converted into carbon dioxide, water and energy with the help of oxygen. Now the food that remains undigested or unabsorbed, then it enters into the large intestine and the function of large intestine starts. Okay, now what is the function of large intestine now? First of all, why it is referred as large intestine? Because it is wider and it is about 1.5 meter in length. Actually it is much smaller than the small intestine, which is 7.5 meter actually in length. Still it is referred as large intestine, though its length is 1.5, because it is wider. Wider means larger, so it is referred as large intestine. What is its function now? To absorb the water and some salts from the undigested food material. Okay, if still there is some salts or some water is present in undigested food, that is absorbed by the large intestine, and remaining waste is passed into the rectum and remains there as a semi solid feces. Okay, this fecal matter is removed through the anus from time to time, and this process is called egestion. Okay, so this is the egestion process. That means the fecal matter is removed through the anus from time to time, and that process is referred as egestion. And then our digestion system is completed. Okay, so thanks for the watching video. If you haven't subscribed the channel, please like, subscribe and share our channel. Then press the bell icon button. Okay, thanks for watching the video. Have a nice day.